What's going on YouTube? So today I actually overfilled my transmission by 1 quart. Uh, a lot of people do this to help with your second to third shifts in competitive mode and for track days. That way you have a little bit extra fluid in there sloshing around. It's just better for your transmission. You have lower transmission temps and everything by overfilling, because a lot of people claim that GM underfilled the transmissions from the factory. So I figured while I'm underneath the car messing around with the transfer pump and all this fluid and stuff, I would go ahead and show you guys how to actually do a complete fluid flush in case you just want to drain your old fluid out and put new fluid in it and overfill it by 1 quart. So first and foremost, jack the car up, and I have this car on 4 jack stands on each corner, because you are going to start the car and leave it in park, or you can put it in drive. And there's a lot of information out there, and a lot of it probably don't make sense at first, because people will use the term drain plug, and there's not a drain plug on the 6L90. Instead, what people get confused with the drain plug is actually this plug right here, and this is your full plug. This isn't a drain plug. This plug lets you know that your trans is full, because this is the bottom of your trans pan right here, and usually an actual drain plug will be at the very bottom of your trans pan. This one isn't. This one's up high, and then you're going to have your fill plug up there. Wait, let me get the screwdriver. See my screwdriver? That black little cap right there, that is the fill plug. That's where you add your fluid. And I use a needle nose pair of pliers to pull that out. It's kind of tricky to get to, but it's not impossible. So while we're down here, the car is off, the transmission is cold, the whole car is cold, it hasn't been running. You can actually touch everything here. So now that you're down here, car's jacked up, everything's cold, you're going to take this off, the full plug, take it out. You're going to take your transfer pump, and you're going to snake it in through the hole, and try to snake it into the bottom of this pan, and you're going to suck your fluid out, and you're going to put it in a drain pan. So just keep transferring fluid until it's done. You can't get any more fluid out. And if you want to get really technical, you can measure how much you've sucked out, so you can put that amount back in. But I would just, the easiest way is just to pull that out, suck as much as you can out, and leave it unplugged. Leave that unplugged. Then, while it's unplugged, you've got all the fluid that you could possibly extract out. You're going to take your transfer pump, and while it's cold, so you don't get burned later, go ahead and snake your transfer pump into the fill plug. That way it's in place, and you go ahead and put it in your transmission fluid like I do right there. You're going to start the car, and while the car is started and running, we're going to check the transmission temperature, and I'm going to show you how to do that in case you don't know. So like I was saying, go ahead and start the car. So car started, and we're going to start letting the transmission get up a temperature. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit this little car icon with the little lowercase I, which is car information, and then you can cycle through up and down to go through your different settings here. So obviously we're going to go to trans temperature. My car was cold, so we're going to let the trans warm up to about 80 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So I would just wait till this gets about 75 degrees, because by the time you get out of the car and start crawling underneath of it, it's going to get up to 80 degrees. So car's running. Well, for the sake of this video, and so you can actually hear me, I'm going to turn my car off. But we're going to assume my car is still running right now. Car's still running. We're going to jump underneath the car. Car is going to get up to temperature about 80 degrees, like I said, 75 degrees. Jump out of your car, it's still running. You're going to crawl underneath here, grab your transfer pump, and you're going to start filling ATF until that fill port up there. I'm going to keep pumping it. Again, car is running. The car is in temperature, 80 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. You start pumping, and what's going to happen is you're going to have fluid eventually start dribbling out of this full plug. And once it starts dribbling out of that, you know your transmission is full. So you can go ahead, plug that up, turn the car off if you want to, or you can leave it running. Once you have that plugged off, go ahead and add your extra quart. That is where you begin to overfill your transmission. Once that starts leaking, you cap it off, add your extra quart so you don't lose it or you don't make a mess. And once you add your extra quart, you go ahead and pull your plug out, turn the car off, let it cool down so you don't have to burn yourself against the header, but then you just plug everything back off. And honestly, that's it. It's actually really simple. But reading all this online, it kind of confused me, you know, with the whole fill and full plug and everything. So I just wanted to get underneath the car myself and look at it and get my hands on with it. And that's basically it. Once I got down there and realized what it was and how it works, it's super easy. So I'm hoping this video can help clarify some things for y'all. Thanks for watching.